Hey everybody, FFG just live streamed, and this definitely puts the game in the right direction. Let's dive into it. As you can see here, they have their live stream for the pack changes. First thing I want to note down here is there's no more foils in the packs. I don't know about you, but for me in my community, it was very hard to move foils, even legendary foils. Even I have a charismatic foil, and I tried trading it, and almost nobody wanted it. So the fact that they're removing pack foils from each of the Carbonite and regular packs is a very good start in the correct direction for them. Next here, for regular packs, there's going to be at least one hyperspace and one hyperspace foil in every pack. So basically what they did with the last slot that was a foil or hyperfoil slot is permanently going to be a hyperfoil slot. And now, instead of there being a chance of like 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 packs, of there being a hyperspace in the pack, now every single pack is guaranteed to have a hyperspace card, whether it's a leader, base, common, uncommon, rare, legendary. You will have a shot at getting one in every single pack. Now, the big news for the regular packs is that there will be a non-foil prestige card that can now appear in standard booster packs. This is amazing. This will absolutely add a lot of collectability to the regular packs, and I am super excited for this to hopefully boost the value of some of the regular packs. Let's dive on down here, and then we get down into the numbers. So we have this here pulled up already. So before A Lawless Time, so that means sets 1 through 6, you had a 5 and 6 standard packs for foil, right, and 7 in each Carbonite pack. Standard foils were completely eliminated for that completely. Hyperspace foils were 1 and 6 in standard packs, and then 2 in each Carbonite pack. Now it's 1 in every standard pack and 6 in each Carbonite pack. So we're getting a big jump in hyperfoils for Carbonite packs. So of all of my hyperfoil lovers out there, congrats. They're going to be a lot more accessible if you get Carbonite packs. Hyperspace cards, that's where I live, that's where I love. It's going to be 1 in 2 standard packs, or 1 or 2 in standard packs, and 5 to 6 in each Carbonite pack. At least 1 in every standard pack moving forward, and 8 to 9 in each Carbonite pack. So that means before you would get 1, which could be a leader or a base, which were cool, but weren't the biggest things in the world. Now you're guaranteed a hyperspace in every single pack, which is amazing. And Carbonites went from 5 to 6 hyperspace cards to 8 to 9 hyperspace cards. This is to help shift the value for the Carbonites. Since they removed all 7 foil cards, they added a bit more hyperfoils and a bit more hyperspace cards to help add more value back in. Non-foil prestige used to only be in Carbonite packs. Now, in A Lawless Time and forward, they will be 1 in 18 in standard packs. Now, it means your odds aren't great, but that means that in a 24-pack booster box, you'll see 1, which is really cool. So that means every box you'll get a prestige, which I think shouldn't lower their value too much, because a box is still reasonably expensive, or they hopefully will be with these changes. So we'll have to see. And obviously, they're still in Carbonite packs. Serialized prestige. Only in Carbonite packs. All serialized are out of 250. A pre-Lawless Time. Lawless Time onward. Only in Carbonite packs still. However, serialized come in out of 250, 100, and 50. So there will be a lot more difficult cards for you to obtain. For all my high-end collectors out there, I'm sure you're licking your chops right now. I'm sure you're going to want to get your hands on the Boba Fett that's in that set. I imagine will be out of 50. We'll find out, but he seems like a solid first choice for a rare for one of those, but we'll find out. See what's in there. Showcase leaders. Pre-Lawless Time, it was 1 in 288 standard packs, or 1 in 20 Carbonite packs. Now it is 1 in 288 standard packs, 1 in 48 Carbonite packs. So basically 1 in the case for Carbonite packs and 1 in the case for, or 1 in 2 cases, excuse me, for standard packs. So this should bring some value back to showcases. Now obviously the showcases you have from year 2 that have been pretty low value will probably stay that way just because there are so many of them. But moving forward, if you open a showcase, it should provide a good bit of value back into the packs. So it'll be harder to get, but if you do get one, it should at least be worth something. We won't have the fin zone. Shout out to the Poor Depot guys. So that's awesome. And then my camera's in the way down here. Let me see if I can adjust that real quickly for you all. Legendary variants, hyperspace. I'm sorry, I skipped something. Rare variants. Start there first. Pre Lawless Time, hyperspaces were 1 in 21 packs. Hyperspace foils 1 in 72 packs. Moving forward, they're going to be 1 in 12 packs. So that means there should be 2 in a box, which is great. And hyperspace foil is 1 in 24 packs, so that should be 1 in a box. Legendary variants were hyperspace in 1 in 53 pack, excuse me. So just over 2 boxes. And hyperspace foils were 1 in 72 standard packs. And there's some massive jumps in this. So hyperspace is now 1 in 12. Not a super massive jump, but a small jump there, but still very warranted. 2 in a box. Hyperspace foil 1 in 24. I mean, it's 1 in a box for hyperfoil rares. Amazing. Amazing stuff. For all my, again, hyperfoil lovers, you're getting a lot of good stuff in these new packs now. The legendaries, where everyone wants to be. Hyperspaces were 1 in 53 packs. Then we go on to A Lawless Time and onward is 1 in 48, which is basically guaranteeing you if you buy 2 boxes, you on average should get a hyperfoil legendary, which is awesome. I'm sorry, a hyperspace legendary, excuse me. Now, hyperspace foil was 1 in 181 standard packs. That is moving down to 1 out of 96. That is amazing. And we have to see so much more hyperfoil legendaries, but they're still rare enough where you still have to open up a good amount of packs to get them. I think that's going to be an awesome change. Now, if you've listened to the podcast at all over the past 2 years, you know one of my biggest gripes with OP currently are the store packs you get for playing at your weeklies. Well, let me introduce you to the brand new art style for those packs, starting with A Lawless Time. And let me just say to you that I will be playing at as many locals as I possibly can because this art style is amazing. Absolutely insane. We're going to just... As you can see here, it just looks absolutely fantastic. Here, maybe I can do this. There we go. Right? Just fantastic. It took them 2 years, but man, did they nail this. I mean, these are the cards I'm chasing now. If we have playable cards in here in these packs, I want them all. I want multiple play sets of them. So you can bet that I'll be trading for these. I'll be looking to acquire these and going to as many locals as possible. And I don't know about you guys, but man, these I was on the opposite end before, and now 180 degrees the other way. Super excited. So, last thing I'm going to say for this video is at the start of the stream, and I think many people may have missed this, but Danny Schaefer had mentioned that with the introduction of the dev team, they basically started with A Lawless Time, but really got to dive in and change more stuff with Ashes of the Empire. And one of their main focuses was making sure that the legendaries kind of hit the mark a bit more for competitive play. And so I'm really excited to see the changes for the rest of this year with the legendaries coming out being a bit more powerful. He did mention that we should see some of that in A Lawless Time, but really with Ashes moving forward is when we'll really start to see what he thinks to be a better set of legendaries. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we get 1 or 2 out of A Lawless Time. I think so far this set looks really interesting and really great and can provide a lot of awesome things. So I'm not going to let that deter me from it. I'm super excited for it. And I'm excited for this next year of Star Wars Unlimited, man. I know I had my last video I posted that the game is dead right on the thumbnail, but this game is alive and well. FFG, if you weren't here for the beginning of the game, FFG really were able to listen to the community and quickly change directions in many different areas of the game to start the game's lifespan. And I think a lot of us old school people saw that and gave them a lot of leeway. And some of the newer folks that kind of dove in after that weren't really there. They were already there when the changes were good. And have only had some negative feelings moving forward. So I can understand why there's a lot of dislike in the community. But as someone who's been here and knew that FFG had a lot of changes that they did in the beginning, like I think they had certain rules for like mats and sleeves like that were not great for the community, and there was feedback and they quickly changed it. Also like age limit, stuff like that. So if you weren't here in the very beginning, like pre-set 1 into set 1, you might not have known all of that. And unfortunately, the way these things work and how far ahead they're working, sometimes it's just impossible for them to make changes. I mean, this is really the first, like, by the time set 1 released, they were probably already working on set 4, 5, and 6. So they probably weren't able to make many changes. So this is really the first year that they've had an opportunity to make changes with the sets. And I think they've done a fantastic job. And I actually almost forgot one thing. I know many of you hated how the bases were in the rare slot. And unfortunately, for A Lawless Time, we will still have rare bases in the rare slot. But that will be the very last set that has that. So Ashes of the Empire moving forward, you will no longer see bases in the rare slot. They will be in the base slot, which I think is awesome for everyone. Even though it didn't really bother me too much, I think that's still an awesome change for them. I know the community out wide was very much wanted that, so I'm glad they made that change. And just want to give a big round of applause to FFG. This was a phenomenal stream. I think this will definitely breathe some blood back into the game and get some people back into the game that maybe had left for other reasons. So hopefully I'll see you out on the tables, everyone. Jrod out.